Are you seeing on your radar that there is some, if you put it politely, some puffery going on? If we put it less politely, people are just outright lying about what their product can do.
Yeah, I have some fairly strong views on this, and I think again, people have been able to work within the landscape that they've been afforded to work within, and the reality is because there's been very limited guardrails. Uh, sure, there's been snake oil salesmen, but at the same time, if you give people an opportunity to work in an unfettered way, then they will typically try and do it, and the ones that are very good at selling will succeed and go well. Uh, I don't always like to draw parallels between medicine and health, and because I think we are talking about something different. Sport is a little different, but
Mm.
fundamentally, we also need to recognize whether there's a safety issue or not, that we need to recognize that athletes cannot and should not be lab rats, particularly in this day and age. And
100%.
so there are many ways that a product can be shown to be beneficial before it even gets to the athlete. And sometimes that's difficult, but most of the time it's possible. And so I wouldn't make, if what we're doing in terms of developing standards and having governing bodies adopt those standards and raise the bar, so to speak, on, or the minimum standards on what they require for a technology company to get a seat at the table or get access to a sport. I would never apologize for that. That is far overdue. And if that means that a new startup or even an existing company has to go through more of an R&D pathway in the early stages, I would not apologize for that either. We are talking about some of the most elite performers in the world that are using these technologies. The fact that they have been able to be exposed to them, whether they're being unsafe or otherwise, or just ineffectual,
Mm.
for so long is yeah, quite amazing to me, quite frankly. And I think that's a positive for everybody. In fact, as I said earlier, it's probably a positive for the company in the end as well, if they can differentiate themselves by showing that they actually have an established benefit to the athlete or the organization.